All right, we welcome you to Steve Coach Cady Arena at the Goggin Ice Center here on this Friday night as the Miami RedHawks return home for the first time since the early part of the month. They'll take on the Denver Pioneers this evening in the first of a two-game series against the defending national champion for the Miami RedHawks. These two teams met last in the NCHC quarterfinals. It was a best-of-3 series that took place last March. On March 11th and 12th at Magnus Arena in Denver, the Pioneers pulled away with a two-game sweep of the best-of-3. The RedHawks look for some revenge here tonight from Steve Cady Arena. Patrick Geshan with you. So glad you're with us tonight on this Friday night here from Oxford, Ohio. We really appreciate it as we settle in for what should be a really good series between these two teams, and a series as well that will tell us a lot about this Miami hockey team as we move forward. RedHawks putting up some really good results against Canisius last weekend. They swept Canisius last weekend in Buffalo. Of course, the bye week before that, and then the RedHawks put together some good hockey against UMass Lowell, a nationally ranked opponent on the road the weekend before. So we're going to see what this RedHawks team is made of here this weekend. Patrick Geshan with you tonight. So glad you're with us on this Friday. We appreciate it. Miami and Denver coming up in just a moment. But first, let's join Scott Schreiber for your starting lineups and national anthem here tonight. We're already in the middle of the Denver one. Great national anthem performance as always from the Miami Hockey Band in front of the RedHawks and the Pioneers, who are ready to get going for this weekend series here from Steve Cady Arena. Starting goaltenders for tonight, we'll start with the visiting Pioneers. Magnus Krona is in their net, who will make his 5th straight start tonight. 6'5", 215 senior from Stockholm, Sweden. The San Jose Sharks draft pick 3-2-0 on the year, 2.27 goals against, save percentage of .904 for Krona. Ludvig Persson in the Miami net. He'll make his 23rd straight start tonight. The junior from Hindus, Sweden, 6'1", 184. It'll be his 7th start of the year, 4-1-1 record for Persson, 1.83 goals against average, and a save percentage for Ludvig of .938 on the season. Denver is in their road maroon uniforms. It is tan trim on the uniforms, with Denver across the front and a tan number on the front. A tan name and number on the back. They have maroon helmets. RedHawks are in their home whites with the red trim. The red M is on the front of the uniform for Miami. Of course, the red name and red number on the back of the uniform as well for the RedHawks. Nick Kresbach and Nathan Wheeler will be the referees for this series. Eric Frank and Nick Huff will work the lines from the NCHC. It is the first NCHC league game for both teams here this weekend tonight, and the game is on from Steve Cady Arena as the Pioneers control the center ice faceoff. This will be a huge weekend to see what this RedHawks team is really made of against the defending national champion and third-ranked in the nation Pioneers. Denver controls the opening faceoff in the offensive zone. Mike Benning, a shot from the line, get blocked by Barbolini. Dukovac carries over the Pioneer line on the right wing, but Denver will take it over in their own zone on a good steal from Benning. Missouri works it out to center ice, and it's dumped in left wing of the center ice red line by Justin Lee to the near half wall of the RedHawks zone. Far half wall, the puck goes to Rieger Lorenz, the reigning NCHC Rookie of the Week. Had a good weekend last weekend for Denver, where the Pioneers swept Providence at home. RedHawks here in their own zone will control. And a feed to the near wing from center ice. Get tipped off the stick of Red Savage. Couple steps in front of the center ice red line left wing. It will be an icing call as he get a feed from Axel Kumlin in the far circle of the RedHawks zone. Connected to Red Savage just in front of the red line. The icing call puts the face off to the right of Persson. We are 52 seconds into the opening period. Red Savage in the straw for Miami up against Denver's number 16. That's Tristan Brose. RedHawks win it, working up the far wing through center ice, dump into the Denver zone near corner. As the RedHawks grab it here in the near half wall. Red Savage try to feed to the line. Kumla turn it over, 2-on-1 the other way. Here comes Denver. Dornbach over the RedHawk line with the right wing and a shot. Persson got the right pad on it to deflect it to the far half wall. And no rebound chance for the other guy in the 2-on-1, who was Lorenz. Puck at center ice. Fletcher gets a right wing for Miami to Ryan Savage. Ships over the Pioneer line to the right side. He got tripped up. And a penalty call is coming here to Denver as Ryan Savage trying to dump the puck in off the boards over the Pioneer line on the right wing. Get kind of a little leg stick out there from Shai Buayam. And it will be 2 minutes for tripping here against Buayam. Beg your pardon. RedHawks go to the power play early. 18:36 to go in the opening period, where they draw here coming up to the right of Magnus Krona. Savage is trying to dump that puck in far wing towards center ice, and Buayam stuck his right leg out the defender to kind of mess with Savage and trip him up. So the face-off won by the Pioneers near corner of their own zone. It's wrapped all the way around the boards and out into the RedHawks end of things by Justin Lee, who's playing his 100th career game tonight. Off the face-off, and the RedHawks here will regroup in their own zone. Reichquist feeds to Ryan Savage to the near wing for Red Savage. Gets it through center ice. Fletcher feeds right wing over the Pioneer line. Comes Ryan Savage dancing down the far half wall. Dishes back to the right point. Reichquist, far half wall controlling Fletcher, gets it down below the Pioneer net, but Barbolini had it stripped away by Lee, who will get the pitching wedge out and fire it all the way down the ice into the RedHawks zone. The clear by Denver, 1:20 left in the power play for Miami. Barbolini with it. Feeds rink wide to the right wing for Ryan Savage. Give and go with Fletcher. Ryan Savage trying to chip over the Pioneer line right wing. You stop. Here comes Jared Wright over the RedHawk line left wing for Denver. Gets it down low and behind the net. Working there is Owen Ozar, I believe, for Denver, and then dished it back out to center ice to waste some more time on the penalty kill. Ozar over the RedHawk line to the right wing with a shot. We get a penalty coming here on the play. It's against Miami. and was behind the play. The Ozark shot was blocked there by the RedHawk defender back, and John Waldron. And they're going to take Max Dukovac to the box here for a penalty that occurred behind the play. Be a slash call to Dukovac. So you got, with 17:29 to go in the first period, 53 seconds of 4-on-4 time coming up. The draw to the left of Pearson as the RedHawk power play wiped out there for the Dukovac slashing call. I never saw it. It was behind the play, called by the front referee. So we will skate 4-on-4 here for some time early in the game. No score between Miami and Denver. Moulton feeds right wing. Daskis over the Pioneer line. It's going to be an icing call as the pass went 5 feet ahead of Daskis. Moulton tried to get it to him on the right side of the ice. Went off the boards all the way down. Daskis could never catch up to it. And the icing call against Miami comes with 40 seconds to go in 4-on-4 time. 17-16 remains in period number 1. RedHawks, I think, kind of forgot there they can't ice the puck when it's even strength like this 4-on-4. Each team has the same amount of guys in the ice, so you got to play just like it's 5-on-5, basically. Mayhew with it, right point for Denver in the offensive zone. Feeds it center blue line. Walking in with a puck is Sean Barons. Waiting, shooting. It was blocked down in front by Moulton. Pearson never saw it. Puck goes to the far corner. Pioneers trying to work it here. Clement locks up against Bros in a battle. RedHawks win it. Get it near corner where Olmstead hands it back for Moulton. Dylan Moulton skates out of his own end with a puck. Goes over the Pioneer liner on the left wing. Fires a shot off the leg of Mayhew and behind the net. Rizzo picks it up here on the far half wall for Denver. Skates it up over the RedHawk line, left wing. Dishes back here for Devine in the high slot. A shot came in. Devine fed it over there to Benning. It went wide of the net. Pioneers get it here in the far corner. They get a power play for the next 57 seconds as 4-on-4 time is over. Pioneers with a puck here, left point in the offensive zone. Near circle with it is Mike Benning for Denver. Gets it down to the near corner for Rizzo. Up to the right point for Buiam. Now Rizzo, top of the near circle with a shot over the net. Pearson there didn't even touch it. Pioneers keep it in left point. Still in the offensive zone of the power play. Rizzo, center point now. It's Mazur. Cross ice, Buiam. Fans on a wrist shot in the far circle. The loose puck picked up by Kumlin and ripped all the way down the ice on the kill. RedHawks with a big clear. Denver has 20 seconds to go in the slashing minor power play from Max Dukovac. Here's Mazur over the RedHawk line, left wing, hands it off for Massimo Rizzo. Top of the near circle. With the puck is Dorenbach with a shot. Pearson the save on the wrister with the right pad, and he covers the rebound just in time as Rizzo trying to come in and clean it up. 6 seconds to go in the power play for Denver, and the draw will come to the right of Ludwig Pearson out of this stoppage. 15:34 to go in the opening period. Pioneers and RedHawks are scoreless. The shot count led by Denver 3-0 in the early goings. Draw to Pearson's right, clean win Miami. Ryquist near circle, banks it off glass all the way down the ice. That'll take care of the time of the power play. So it's expired, and we are back to 5-on-5 with 15:22 to go in a scoreless first. Pioneers work it over the RedHawk line, left wing behind the Miami net. Donato gets the puck for the RedHawks, feeds near wing. Fletcher skates it out of the zone, dishes to the middle of the ice. Helene had the feet in his feet, so Denver picks it up, works it up through center, but then will turn it over on a bad pass to Ozark. Trosner feeds ahead, right wing. Taransky gets stripped in front of the RedHawk bench, regains control of the puck, and it pops off his stick into the center circle. The Pioneers will work it free here in their own zone. Sean Barons feeds left wing to Capone, reaches the center ice red line left wing to dump it in on Pearson's net. Really soft backhand there. Ludwig makes the cover, and we have the first stoppage of the game with 14:46 to go in the first period, the first media timeout of the game, I should say. No score between Miami and Denver. Been a pretty fast open to the game. We know it will continue throughout the weekend. This is Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. 14:46 to go in the opening period. No score between Miami and Denver. Patrick Geshan back with you high above the ice here at Steve Cady Arena. We appreciate you spending a part of your Friday night with us here on Red Hawk Radio. Much appreciated. And a big game for the RedHawks hockey team to open up league play here tonight against the third-ranked team in the nation on their home ice. Face off to the left of Ludwig Pearson out of her timeout. William Helene is in it for Miami up against Denver's Tristan Brose. Clean win back to the near corner for the RedHawks in their own zone. Moulton scoops it out to center ice. Waldron feeds right wing. Miss Taransky at the Pioneer line to the near corner. Helene picks it up behind the Denver net. Gets it to the far corner. Working with a puck is Clement. Through the near circle with a puck. Gets it up high with a pass there that tipped off the stick of Brose. But right though to Helene, who dumps it in behind the Pioneer net. RedHawks still working the offensive zone. Feed near circle for Moulton. Hopped off his stick. Left point Helene with a shot. Through traffic, went off a leg to the far corner, where it's picked up by Lorenz for Denver up the far wing. He will try to dance around, be fancy with a puck near the blue line. RedHawks get to it and turn it over. Waldron is on there, stripped it away from Devine. Now on the near wing with a puck is Kent Anderson for Denver. Gets to the center ice red line on the right wing and dumps it into the RedHawks zone. 5-man change for the Pioneers. Reichquist gets it up right wing. Sladek through center. Feeds to Daskis. Chips over the Pioneer line on the left wing. It's in near corner for Lee. Moves it around for Benning. Up the near side for Dorenbach. Feeds left wing for Rizzo over the RedHawk line. He had a shot attempt in the near circle. They score! Mazur picked up a loose puck and fired it in the top right corner of Pearson's net. Ludwig had no time to react. And with 13:35 to go in the opening period, the Pioneers lead the game 1-0 on a goal from Carter Mazur. That is his 6th of the year. So it was carried over the RedHawk line on the left wing by Rizzo. He tried to shoot it in the far circle. Kenny got blocked there by a RedHawk defender. The puck hopped off his stick, went to the high slot area where it was picked up by Mazur, and he fired a laser snapshot in the top right corner of Pearson's net to give Denver the 1-0 lead in the hockey game. So the Pioneers lead it. We're not even 7 minutes in yet to the first period. RedHawks with the puck here after the face-off, far corner of their own zone. Dempsey turns it over. Denver trying to get to it in the slot. RedHawks though clear it back to center. Cassetti grabbed the loose puck and fired it away. Lee had a pass picked off. Tukovac over the Pioneer line. Left wing was offside. He had Barbolini also in the zone on the right wing. Hopped over the blue line before the puck. As a quick developing turnover rush there for the RedHawks. Weren't quite coordinated, understandably so. And the face-off will be at the neutral zone on the Denver right wing, closest to the Pioneer blue line. 13:07 to go in the first. Denver up 1-0. Still waiting for the first official confirmation on who scored the goal and got the assist. Mazur definitely scored it, but waiting for assists. RedHawks through center. Red Savage feeds middle. Here's Drasner at the center ice red line. Right wing will dump it in. Behind the Pioneer net around the boards. Corona reverses the puck's direction. Back to center ice out of his own net up the far side. RedHawks with it here at center ice. Moulton feeds over on the far wing for Clement. Works it right wing. Ryan Savage with a Pioneer line right wing. Fired a wrister at the right point area. And that was a easy glove save for Corona, who flashes the leather to bring it down with 12:36 to go in the first. 1-0 Denver leads the game. The shot's 5-2 in favor of the Pioneers. Crowd is okay tonight at Steve Cady Arena. We have seen better this year in the Ferris State Series. Few students here in the crowd, but it's not really all that full. About half full student section tonight. Denver wants to draw in the RedHawk zone. Carries over the RedHawk line to the right wing. Dornbach with it. Right point stripped away by Clement, who sent it all the way down the ice. This will be no icing as Corona came out to play it. Far corner goes the puck, Denver zone. Krenz sends it through center ice. Went off a RedHawk leg, back in the Denver zone. RedHawks get the puck quickly though. Barbolini far circle the offensive zone on a turnover. Feeds left point. Kumla to drive and a nice save right there, or block I should say rather, with the leg of Rizzo. Up high in the zone and knock it away. Rizzo with a puck for Denver, skates through the neutral zone, feeds right wing. Here's Mazur over the RedHawk line, drops it back. Dornbach, very high slot coming off the bench. The defender and Benning, who rips a snapper top of the near circle. Pearson makes the save with a breadbasket, and he will hold on with 11:52 to go in the first period as the puck moving very quickly here at Steve Cady Arena in the first game of this series. These two teams, well, especially Denver, knows how to move quickly, and they're, of course, the defending national champion last season. For the RedHawks, this is a pace they did not see from their opponent last week against Canisius at all. Much slower games last weekend than what this series is already going to be. Denver wins the face-off in the offensive zone. Bros had it poked off his stick at the line by Taransky back in the Denver zone. Bros feeds up the far wing boards for Mike Benning. Carries it back for Lee, skates through center ice, chips over the Red Hawk line here in the left wing to the far corner. Reichquist picks it up, swings it around the boards. Back to center ice, Lee to grab it here for Denver. Feeds to the near wing for Benning. At the blue line, Lee through center ice. Devine chipped it off his stick back to the sheet. Taransky feeds Waldron for Miami over the Pioneer line here on the right wing. Will spin around and fire a wrister wide left of the net. Went to the near corner in the Pioneer zone. Denver works it out to center ice. And the RedHawks regroup here in their own end as Donato chases a puck back behind his net. Here's Helene, feeds to the far half wall for Donato. Nick Donato gets to the center ice red line right wing and dumps it in behind the Pioneer cage. Mayhew's on it for Denver. Skates up the far wing through the circle, chips it forward. Lee up ahead over the RedHawk line. Left wing comes Tyler Haskins to the far corner. Devine with a hit there on Helene. RedHawks win the puck in their own zone. Olmstead chips it off the boards back to center ice. Daskis lays a big hit in the neutral zone on Barons, but Denver keeps control of the puck. Through center ice, a feed right wing over the RedHawk line. Right break to the net, right side with a shot. Pearson a save, rebound, it's loose in the crease, and Ludwig finds it and covers. Pioneers all over the ice there with a long stretch pass ahead, right, and a break to the net up the right wing. He fired a shot on Pearson, who made a nice save with his right leg on the snapper. The rebound in the crease, he was able to cover it up in the blue paint. And with 10:26 to go in the opening period, the Pioneers keep the 1-0 lead as Pearson, a great sequence there on a couple of shots and the rebound as well. Stood tall in the net and made the stops he needed to. So the draw to Ludwig's left is coming up. Rizzo in the draw for Denver up against Miami's Red Savage. In the near circle, RedHawks win it, work it out back through center ice. Fletcher feeds right wing. Ryan Savage chips over the Pioneer line right side, gets it to the near corner. At the half wall, Denver trying to win a battle with the puck, trying to clear it. Knott Moulton kept it in right point. Clement with a small wrist shot there. Kind of near the top of the far circle. Good save was made in the breadbasket by the Denver netminder there in Magnus Krona, who holds on. With 10:10 to go in the opening period, and the Pioneers still on top 1-0. We have not gotten an update on the Denver goal in terms of who scored it, who got the assist. I believe there's some problems maybe with the stats program tonight, so we will hopefully get that figured out. Pioneers win the draw far circle of their own zone. RedHawks quickly get it at center ice. Drasner sent it all the way down the ice. Looking to hook up on a pass with Red Savage. Completely missed his stick though, a few inches to his right, and the puck goes all the way down for an icing call here against Miami. Draw to Pearson's left is coming up. 10:02 to go in the opening period as the Pioneers lead the game 1-0. Capone and Red Savage in this draw to the left of Pearson. Shots are 8-4 Denver tonight as well. Reichquist picks it up, fires it around the boards on the far half wall. Ryan Savage picks it up, banks it off glass all the way down into the Denver zone. The icing waved off as they chase for it in the far corner. Near wing goes the puck. Here is Mayhew trying to work it out for Denver. He did. Back in the Red Hawk zone, Miami takes over. Drasner bad pass right wing, miss Fletcher on the boards. Pioneers take over at center. Here's Capone. Over the Red Hawk line, middle of the ice, fires a wrister, high slot. Drasner got his stick on it. He was the defender back. It went off his stick up and out of play behind Pearson's net with 9:34 to go in the opening period. Denver 1, Miami nothing. That's your score as we hit the under 10 media timeout. And this is Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Patrick Geshan back with you inside Steve Cady Arena here in Oxford. It is a 1-0 lead for Denver over Miami. Stay tuned at the intermission. The new NCHC commissioner this year, Heather Weems, will join me at the first intermission. We'll talk a little bit about her start to the tenure as commissioner of the NCHC, what's going on around the league so far this year. Should be a good chat with Heather Weems, the new NCHC commissioner, that will come with you at the first intermission here on Red Hawk Radio tonight. Looking forward to chatting with her. So Denver with the draw in the offensive zone after the timeout. Red Hawks turn it over and get it, and Barbolini takes over the Pioneer line, middle of the ice to the far circle. Dukovac gonna feed, rebound in front. We got a penalty coming up here, and I think it's against Denver. Never mind, no penalty. The referee was, I believe, signaling something else. He raised his arm up, I'm trying to figure out, and then dropped it. I'm trying to figure out what exactly he was calling, maybe a high stick or something. I couldn't quite figure it out, but the puck popped out of play in the near corner of the Denver zone, and that's going to bring the face-off in the neutral zone as the RedHawks, the officials say, force the deflection out of their own zone. So we'll figure that out as the draw will feature Capone and Helene here near side of the ice in the neutral zone. Clean win for the RedHawks. Dempsey sends it over on the far side. Donato chips over the Pioneer line on the right wing. Denver controls here in the near circle. Banks it off glass all the way down the ice. Off the stick of Dornbach. And that'll go for an icing call here against Denver with 8:56 to go in the opening period. Good chance of that last sequence for the RedHawks. And the puck going to the far circle. Barbolini tried to center it over. A few RedHawks got their stick on it and attempted to knock it on Corona's net, but the Denver netminder stood tall with his right pad. Clean win for the Pioneers. Work it up over the RedHawk line here on the right wing to the far half wall. You get Edwards on it for Denver. Sends it rink wide to the near corner. Taransky works it up the near wing boards. Picking up the puck for Denver was Tristan Lemire. Worked it out back to center. Here's Mazur on it. Back for Denver in his own zone. Kyle Mayhew controls near circle. And you get bodies colliding at the center ice area. No calls. Mazur gonna feed up ahead. It'll shoot it over the net. And Pearson never saw it. Glad he went over the net and off the glass. Puck kicks his way back to center. Pioneers over the RedHawk line right wing. Rizzo near circle. Stripped away by the defender Clement. RedHawks here trying to grab a loose puck in the far circle. Sladek picks it up in behind the net for Clement. Rims it around the boards to the near half wall. Olmstead trying to pick it up. Right point with it. Here's Mazur for Denver. Walks down top the near circle with a wrister. Just went wide to the near post. RedHawks here up high in the zone trying to control it. Here's Clement. Feeds ahead for Olmstead. Right wing for Sladek, who circles back. Feeds it up the far wing for Buiam. Now the Pioneers take it over the RedHawk line on the right wing. Mazur feeds it through the middle. Clement picks it off. Takes it to the far half wall. Chips it out of the zone. Here comes Fletcher on the Pioneer line right wing. 2-on-1. Fletcher with a shot. Rebound in front. And Daskus could not corral it as it went off the right pad there of Corona, and Daskus and the rebound laid up for him on a silver platter, but just out of his reach to his left. Pioneers chip it over the RedHawk line on the right wing. Haskins gets it near corner. RedHawks pick it up there behind their net. Red Savage feeds forward. Here's Ryan Savage now, who will bank it off the boards back towards center ice. Ryan trying to grab it at center. Now Redwell feeds left wing for Moulton over the Pioneer line. He will fire a shot at the left point area. A stick on it from Denver's Justin Lee, their captain, who will deflect it up and out of play with 7:05 to go in the opening period. 1-0 Denver leads it. The draw to the right of Corona is coming up as the Pioneers lead the shots 8-6. See a lot of Halloween costumes in the crowd tonight in the student section. Supermans and animals and NBA players. RedHawks with a left point. Ryan Savage fires it in. Rebound in front of Corona. Loose in the crease. They're digging at it. A shot there from Olmstead. Saved by Corona with his left pad. And it kicks back out to the right point. Reichwitz sends it near corner. Fletcher left point for Moulton, who will fire this one through the air to the net. Gloved down by a Pioneer player. That was Mayhew. They're going to call him for a hand pass. He deflected the puck in the air with his hand in front of the cage for Denver, and passed it to his teammate, and Sean Behrens. The hand pass whistle will put the face-off to the left of Corona here with 6:42 to go in the opening period. Pioneers 1, RedHawks nothing. Miami with a really good chance there on offense, probably the best they've had all game. On a shot that came in from the far side, a few whacks and a rebound. Dempsey gets the face-off one at the blue line right point. He will try to fire this one in the zone and keep it in. Cady near circle, Dukovac sends it wide to the near side of the net. A shot on the ice. To the right point for Dempsey. Spins it around the boards near corners. Miami still in the offensive zone. Barron squeezes Dukovac against the boards with the puck. Gets it up to the near half wall. Barbolini for Dukovac. With it here in the near corner. And he will dance his way below the goal line. Get it up to the right point for Drasner. RedHawks going up against a tired Denver defense here. They were not able to change in the last whistle. Here's Geshan near corner, going up against Behrens in a battle. Barbolini's going to win it, firing across the ice. Dukovac picks it up far half wall. With it here in the far corner, Max Dukovac gets it below the goal line for Dempsey. In the near corner of the offensive zone for Miami. Dempsey will take it back out to center as Behrens knocked it away off his stick. And the Pioneers able to dump it in behind the RedHawk net and get a much-needed change. 5:38 to go, opening period. Puck chipped in over the Pioneer line here on the left wing by the RedHawks. Lee is back to pick it up for Denver. Feeds it over on the far half wall for Waldron, and then pops its way back out to center. Clement, left wing of the center ice red line, spins it around the boards to the far half wall. Right wing picked up by Donato. Miami the offensive zone for a moment, but picked up by Lee for Denver, who will fire this one out to center ice. Loose puck battle in front of the RedHawk bench in the far wing. Denver comes away. Here's Devine over the RedHawk line, left wing. Feeds high slot, Bros near circle. A shot off the post. Came off the stick of Lorenz. Pioneers with a puck in the offensive zone below the goal line with 5 to go in the first period. RedHawks win the battle. Work it up the right wing. Here's Taransky. Chips over the Pioneer line right side as Lee picks up the puck. RedHawks in a full 5-man change. Lead time to get out of his own zone here for Denver. He'll circle back a second time and feed the middle for Devine. Pioneers skating over the RedHawk line left wing, then they're stripped away. Here's Fletcher over the Pioneer line, middle of the ice. He got knocked off the puck. Good, clean defensive play by Missouri. Came from behind and locked him up and stolen away. Puck is up high in the RedHawk offensive zone. Red Savage gets a stick on it. Plays it below the goal line in the Denver end. Lee sends it up the boards near wing. Kept in left point by Kumlin. He'll wrap it around the boards and behind the cage. Fletcher there to stop it. Now the battle won by Red Savage, who then gets stripped from behind by Dorenbach. He'll send it to the near circle for Missouri. Missouri lifts it out back to center over the RedHawk line on the right wing. Grabbed there by Ryquist. He'll pick it up. Fired over the line of the left wing. Ryan Savage trying to feed Red up the right wing. They passed, though, was out of his reach. Ryan Savage picks it up near corner. He'll fire it up to the right point. Drasner, Miami the offensive zone, trying to feed Red Savage far half wall. Olmstead there to pick it up for Denver. He could not. And then Dornbach for the Pioneers will get it up to the left wing for Missouri to center ice. Dumps it in. Drasner keeps it in, reverses the play. Olmstead over the Pioneer line left wing with a shot. It got tipped off the stick of Anderson coming the other way and up and out of play in the far corner. And the clock is stopped with 3:36 to go in period number 1. Your score, Denver 1, Miami nothing. We go back and forth here at Steve Cady Arena. Back in a moment, Miami Hockey on RedHawk Radio. Face off to the right of Magnus Corona here in the Denver zone as we come out of our timeout. 3:36 to go in the opening period. Pioneers 1, RedHawks nothing. It is wrapped around the boards up the far side for Denver. Edwards chips it out to a Pioneers player on the far side, and Edwards will get it up and out of play in the RedHawk bench. That'll stop the clock with 3:29 to go in period number 1. 8-7 the shot lead for Denver with the face-off here at center ice coming up. Eric Frank going to drop the puck. Thomas Daskis in a face-off for the RedHawks with Connor Capone of Denver. Clean win back for Miami to their own zone. Here is Dempsey. Middle of the ice there for Donato. Feeds it right wing. Sladek chips over the Pioneer line. Right side in the far corner of the Denver zone where it's grabbed there by Shea Buiam. Locked up against the boards by Thomas Daskis. With 3:10 to go in the opening period, battle for it, far corner Denver zone. Pioneers going to win it, work it up the far wing. Here's Edwards through center ice, takes it over the RedHawk line, left wing, and a feed ahead for Capone to the far corner. He got knocked over there by Dempsey below the goal line. Denver though holds on to the puck, works it up right wing. Benning from the point, shoots it in. That gets blocked down by a body in front, and Pearson is out to cover it up out of his crease. A high wrist shot to get knocked down to the ice. And Pearson made the cover as it was blocked in front of him. And the blue paint, good athletic move there and awareness by Pearson as he saw it through traffic with 2:51 to go in the opening period. And the Pioneers lead this game, of course, 1-0. The goal for Denver was scored. Well, okay, so they put the goal into the system to Miami, the stat system, and it said Grant Hutton scored it, who was, of course, a defenseman several years ago. For Miami, now playing professional hockey in the, what was the New York Islanders organization. So we'll figure out in probs of the stat system who gets it for Denver, their goal tonight, when they figure it all out. Pioneers skate through center ice with a puck. Over the RedHawk line on the left wing comes Tristan Bro, shoots it in, Pearson a nice right pad save. And it goes to the near half wall here where Miami's going to pick it up. Sent up the ice back to center. Here's Benning with it. Right wing center ice for Denver. Locked up with Taransky and they battle for it in front of the penalty boxes. Worked ahead in the RedHawk zone. Kumla feeds right wing, and here's Waldron. Skates it over the Pioneer line right side. Lee laid a nice hit on Waldron against the boards up high in the zone with 2:10 to go in the first. You have Benning with it to the far corner for Waldron. They will stick it up for Lorenz here through center ice. Over the RedHawk line on the right wing. Lorenz to the near corner. Banks it back for Devine. Now Clement gets it to the near corner for Moulton, who gets it out back to center for the RedHawks. Pioneers grab it there and will control in their own zone. Here's Behrens. Moves it ahead for number 13 in maroon. That's Basimo Rizzo. Plays it over the line of the right wing. Grabbed here by Dornbach. Will shoot it. And a good blocker save by Pearson. And a quick moving play up the ice on the right wing. Puck careens its way back to center. Mayhew with it over the RedHawk line to the right wing. Hands it off for Dornbach in the slot. Shot Behrens. Pearson a left pad save. With 1:22 to go in the period. The rebound kicks to the far half wall. Back to the line it goes. Here's Mayhew. Right point with it. Spins off the defender Barbolini. Walks his way to the near circle. Mayhew still in the puck. Feeds it back. Rizzo through the circle. Got it knocked off his stick. Chipped ahead by Dornbach to Rizzo. Near circle with it is Barbolini. Chips over the line on the left wing. Back out to center ice. Mayhew there to grab it for Denver. In his own zone with everybody changing for Miami. All 5 players. Back to center goes the puck. Fletcher wraps it around the boards and behind the Pioneer net. Corona holds on to it. Mayhew in his own zone for Rizzo. In the near circle. Walks it up for Mazur. Through center ice over the RedHawk line of the right wing to the far corner for Donato, who corrals there the puck and then knocks against Dolzar against the boards. Pioneers work it up high in the slot. Lee with the puck. A shot came in on a loose puck. Capone. Pearson a great save with the right pad with 26 to go in the period. It's knocked through center ice all the way back in the Denver zone. Will be an icing here against Miami with 22 to go in the period. You have kind of a choppy sequence here for both teams in the last 2 minutes of the frame. Loose pucks. Everybody's just firing it on net, especially Denver in their offensive zone. And it's 1-0 Pioneers here. Again, with 22 seconds to go in the first period. I think if you're Miami, you'd be happy with that result. As we go into the middle 20 minutes of play in the first intermission, just a 1-0 lead for Denver. RedHawks weren't bad in the first period, just not exactly as sharp as they have appeared to be earlier on in the season. Icing here after the draw to the left of Pearson as Donato got the face-off windmill below the goal line and ripped it around the boards all the way down the ice for the icing call from his own zone. So 15.6 to go in the first. Again, NCHC Commissioner Heather Weems will join us in moments at the intermission. We'll talk about the NCHC this season and her new role as commissioner. Draw to Pearson's right is coming up. Red Savage in it for Miami up against Rizzo. 15.6 to go in the first. Clean win to the far corner. Dempsey picks it up for Miami's. We'll get it back below the goal line. Corralled here by Denver, trying to set up a last-second shot attempt. 5 to go in the period. RedHawks able to work it back out to center thanks to the hard work by P.J. Fletcher. And there is your first intermission here from Oxford. So Heather Weems will be on the other side of this timeout in just a moment. 1-0 Denver after 20. And this is Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Patrick Geshan back with you here at Steve Cady Arena at Goggin Ice Center here on this Friday night with NCHC Commissioner Heather Weems. Commissioner Weems, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it and for your time this evening. What are you thinking so far after the first period?
Well, I'm just impressed. This is my first time to Oxford, Ohio, and to Miami University, and I got a great tour this afternoon with Athletics Director David Saylor, and just had such a great opportunity to look around campus, and first time in the building, and very impressive. Good.
Well, thank you. It's so good to have you here. We appreciate you spending time with us during the first intermission. I guess one of your first few weeks of the season been like as commissioner? Obviously you took over during the summer months during the off season, but the season underway now. What have the first few weeks of the season been like for you in this new role?
You know, I've been in athletics long enough, 20 some odd years, that I know that the first year is always a cycle. It's learning, about how things go. And as athletics director at St. Cloud State the last 10 years, I'm obviously familiar with the workings as it looks from, maybe an outside perspective.
Right.
But when you get in the office, it's kind of learning the ins and outs and the conversations and what happens and how you to work through some things. So, I think, always what the NCHC promises is great competition.
Right.
Teams really from top to bottom, always in games and with the opportunity. So it's been a good learning curve, and I'm sure there's more to come.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. We got a whole season left to go. What made you want to take on this job? What made you want to take on this opportunity?
Josh Fenton and I have, former Commissioner Josh Fenton and I have been good friends for a number of years. And as the opportunity at the Summit League became available to him, I guess just the opportunity to maybe see a different side of sport. And I've been such a fan of hockey since my days at the University of Denver.
Yeah.
I did my grad degree at Denver and then stayed in the athletics department. And really had a great opportunity with Coach George Gwozdecki at the time, who I know is familiar with Miami.
Yep.
Ron Graham, who was the associate AD while I was there. But really such a great opportunity to get to know the game and to get to understand a little bit of just the inner workings and the philosophy. And so the opportunity to look at hockey from a different perspective and be able to lead the league was just a really nice opportunity for me.
What's been the biggest difference for you between being the athletic director and that side of it versus being the commissioner and that side of the job?
Really, on a campus, the biggest difference is that in the league commissioner position, you're really running a small business.
Yeah.
It's you and a couple of other full-time people, a couple of part-time folks.
Right.
But on a campus, you have a finance department, you have an HR department, you have an IT department, and it's really kind of figuring out how you work together to do the league operations. And then on top of that, I will say officiating was an area that maybe I didn't know as much behind the scenes, but in some funny ways, and people probably won't like this, I've actually enjoyed getting to know how that side of it works and seeing the training and the development that goes along with officiating as well.
It's a lot that people don't see behind the scenes in that regard, so it's pretty cool to see that. What's your vision for this conference? I know you just started, just getting going, but what are some things you're thinking about for this conference as we look over the next, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, kind of down the line here?
I think the biggest thing that we have to remember is the NCHC was founded on a really strong philosophy of bringing together schools that are highly committed to hockey, who understand the role of hockey, not only for the student-athlete experience, but also in terms of their communities and rallying the pride of their alumni and their current students and their communities. And so as the world changes around us, there's lots of conversations with the NCAA division or transformation committee, lots of conversation about just the direction, with NIL. How do we continue to stay relevant? How do we continue to be a Premier League and really be thoughtful and innovative in terms of being able to continue to recruit and retain the top level players? I mean, the transfer portal has changed things for a lot of folks, but at the heart of it, one is certainly the student-athlete experience, and then the second is making sure that we engage our fans in a way that is meaningful, so that we continue on the good trajectory that we have, being mindful that the world's changing around us, and whether that's membership, whether that's fundraising and revenue generation, all of those things continue to be an important part of sport.
Right. My dad works for the hockey team here as the equipment manager, so I've been around long enough to get to know people that you work with in the league, Michael Wiseman and Verna and Don Adam, great people. For those that don't know how much they do behind the scenes, could you just talk about how great they are for this league and how great it is to have them on your team and the league's team?
Absolutely. I'm a big believer that the strength of any organization, including a league office or an athletics department, is really the people. And it's their time and it's their commitment and their passion for what they do. And so, all of those folks that you mentioned, Sam Cooney as well, just the work that they do and their engagement and their commitment to excellence is really how I would talk about it. Is they just have such passion for this league. They have such passion for ensuring that what we do matters and that the way that we do it is at the highest level possible. And so I can't say enough, they're committed. Most of those folks have been with the league for 8, 9, 10 years.
Since it started.
It started. And so, that's a big kudos to what they've done and to help build. And this is our 10th anniversary. So, a really fantastic start to the NCHC in the first 10 years.
It's hard to believe, already 10 years of this conference.
I know,
amazing.
It's crazy, yes.
Right. Last question, what makes this league so special, this conference so special from your point?
I think, again, from its initial founding, committing to excellence, committing to rallying that sort of energy around hockey specifically, and around our student athletes. I think that the coaches that we have within the league, the administrators, are committed to the student athlete experience. They're committed to ensuring that our students have a great experience on the ice, that they gain skill and development over time, but they're also good human beings, and that they're committed to their communities and their role models for the youth in their communities, that they're role models and tangible and touchable to the fans who care about our programs.
Right.
So it's just that commitment from the highest level that we're going to run good programs and we're going to do it in the best interest of our student athletes and our fans.
Very nice. Well, thank you, Commissioner, for your time, spending time with us, especially as a student broadcaster. Really appreciate it. And for your service to the game and the league. And
let me just say, having come from St. Cloud State that had a really strong communications and mass comm program for our students, I appreciate so much the work that you do, the time that you take to cover, and hopefully it also bolsters your career and where you go from here. So congratulations.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for your time. I really appreciate it. And what's your favorite part of Oxford so far? Your first time here, so what's it like?
I would just say the campus is beautiful, and I'm catching it a little bit, on maybe the end of fall, but the colors and everything, but the green space and just the feel and the energy, like it was vibrant. And I hear that Halloween can be a handful.
You're right in the thick of it right now.
But it was great to see students out and about.
Good, that's awesome. Well, thank you again for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that's NCHC Commissioner Heather Weens. She is in town this week and really appreciate her time. Our second period comes your way in about 7 minutes or so. We're back for that in a moment. 1-0 Denver, Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. All right, we're back on the ice ahead of period number 2. It's 1-0 Denver over Miami. Patrick Geshan back with you at Steve Cady Arena here on this Friday night. Appreciate you spending a part of your evening with us as the RedHawks look to even up the score here in the middle frame of the game. For those of you that were with us for the interview with NCHC Commissioner Heather Weems, it was really good to meet and talk with her. Of course, took over during the summer as Josh Fenton, the former NCHC Commissioner, left to take the same position with the Summit League. Heather, very nice to talk to, said she is enjoying Oxford so far, kind of laid out her plan and vision over the next 5 years for the NCHC, talked about the challenges this league is going to face over the next 5 years. Really interesting to hear all that, talking about the transfer portal and talk about realignment in NCAA hockey. It's going to be an interesting next 5 years for college sports and what direction it all heads. So we're back out for period number 2. The second period is on. The RedHawks move left to right across your radio here in the second period. And the period begins with the puck in the RedHawks zone on the near wing as Jack Clement lifts it out back to center, or it's grabbed by Cady. It feeds the left wing over the line for Barbolini in the far half wall. He'll dish back up high in the zone for Missouri. Taken here through center ice by Benning for Denver. Over the RedHawk line, left wing fed Dorenbach. Now Clement with it here in the near corner. Gets it up for Cady. Pass up high, Dukovac over the Pioneer line on the right wing. We'll get it to the Denver zone where Mayhew was tripped up carrying the puck. He was knocked over there by Fletcher. And the puck comes over the RedHawk line to the left wing. Barons, delayed call against the RedHawks. Devine gets it to the right point. Now near circle, Mayhew with the puck. Still in the delayed penalty, and Denver's got the extra guy on 2 with Corona at the bench. Empty net, delayed penalty. Missouri feeds it to the far circle. Pioneers control here. It is Rizzo. Gets it up high in the zone. He'll shoot it. Nice save by Pearson. Bros near corner to Missouri. Behind the net with the puck here in the near circle. Gets it left point for Mayhew. Top of the far circle, Barons. Denver still controls the puck. Far circle, a drive there was made by Devine. It was saved by Pearson off the right pad. And we get the penalty call finally with 18:36 to go in the second period. Denver 1, Miami nothing. And the Pioneers here will go to the power play on the tripping call by P.J. Fletcher. So Fletcher tripped up number 27, Mayhew, as he was carrying the puck to the far side of the Pioneer zone. Just a stick got in the wrong spot at the wrong time for Fletcher to trip up Mayhew. And the power play for the Pioneers will commence as Denver tonight will go into the power play for the second time. It'll be their first full power play chance of the evening. Draw to Pearson's right. RedHawks win it. Get it to the far corner. Hampus Ryquist tries to bank it out, but there to block it was Denver's Jack Devine, and the RedHawks get another penalty here. Something that occurred on the far side near the puck. I didn't quite see it, but the delayed call. Denver's got the extra guy on again. A shot behind the net, picked up by Lorenz. Denver works in the near corner. Now near circle, Haskins. Bouncing puck grabbed by Ryquist. I think Hampus is going to go here. He got a stick up high, I think, on Devine during a battle in the far corner. And Hampus is going to go for cross-checking. So Denver has a 5-on-3 for the next minute and 37 seconds. There's 2 minutes for cross-checking against Hampus Ryquist. They're going to review it to see if it's a manger or not. Interesting. So the puck, Ryquist trying to clear the puck out of the zone on the far corner. He drove it into the shin guards of Devine. The puck popped up in the air. Ryquist trying to get the puck with his glove and bat it out of the zone, and in the process of doing so, the puck kind of escaped his hand, and then he cross-checked Devine. I'm seeing the replay now. Kind of laid a two-hander on him. I don't think it was really intentional by any means, but it looked pretty nasty. Missouri got it up high, or sorry, Devine got kind of the hand up high of Ryquist too as he was trying to bat it out of the zone. So Devine came down grabbing his mask. So again, Hampus Ryquist trying to clear the puck out of the far corner of Miami zone to start the power play for Denver. Popped up in the air off the shin guards of Devine. Hampus tried to leap up and bat it out of the air with his glove. The puck, in doing so, the hand swiped through and hit Devine in the face. And then he laid a cross check on Devine kind of after all that settled down and the puck went away. So with 18:12 to go in period number 2, we got a review on this. It's going to be 5-on-3 tie for Denver that lasts a minute and 37 seconds. And not good news for Miami here to start the second period. It's very early on to give up a power play to Denver, one that shouldn't have happened in the first place. And then this 5-on-3 is going to come. We'll get the verdict here on Rydquist. It's a five-minute major in a game misconduct for contact to the head on Rydquist. They give him 5 in a game. So one of your most reliable defensemen is out of the game in Rydquist now, as they give him the call for head contact and cross-checking. What the referee announced, I don't know if we'll have to check which one he officially got, but the hand came up high. It contacted Devine in the face mask, and that was the call, the contact to the head. So we'll sort it all out, but Denver, for now, is on the power play, a 5-on-3 power play for the next minute, 23 seconds to start the second period on fresh ice. Up 1-0 in the game of the Pioneers. Here's Missouri to the far half wall for Denver, who sets up to the offensive zone. It is Buiam with it at the left point. Center blue line now, the puck is Dorenbach. Up high to Buiam. Dorenbach, a drive near circle, a one-timer that's skied over the net and goes back into the Denver zone off the glass. A hard deflection the puck took back to the Denver end. Picked up by Buiam, who dishes back in his own zone to Missouri. Carries over the Red Hawk line here on the right wing. Missouri behind the Red Hawk net. Rims it around the boards to the near half wall. Picked up there by Benning. Rink wide to the right point for Dorenbach. Far corner Rizzo. Back to the line Dorenbach. Buiam now. Left point. Dorenbach high slot. Waits. Far circle. One-timer. Pearson the shoulder. Save. They score. It was knocked in the crease by Justin Lee after a drive from the far circle by Rizzo. And with 17:07 to go in the second period, the Pioneers take a 2-0 lead on the 5-on-3 power play goal. It was scored by Carter Missouri in front of the net. So for Missouri, that's the second goal of the night. It comes 2:53 into the second period on the power play. So that will expire the first Red Hawk penalty, which was the tripping minor to PJ Fletcher. And now for the next 3 minutes and 55 seconds, the Pioneers will continue their power play on the Hampus Rydquist major in game misconduct, which, by the way, is being served by John Sladek. So the Red Hawks win the faceoff at center ice. They're down 2-0 in the game. The goal scored by Missouri, assisted by Rizzo and Dorenbach. And here comes Denver skating out of their own zone with a puck. Again, still on the power play for the next 3.5 minutes. Devine carries over the Red Hawk line. They pass it in front. A quick shot. Nice save by Pearson with the right leg as Bros got it on the doorstep and couldn't quite get it over the right leg of Pearson. On a one-time feed that came across. And a hand pass is called here against Denver, and they'll put the face-off back at the neutral zone with 16:38 to go in the second and 3:26 left in the major power play to Denver. So the face-off in the Red Hawk right wing closest to their blue line. Here is controlled by Denver back at center ice after the face-off win. Bros sends it up to Lorentz, dumps it over the Red Hawk line to the far corner. Devine was on it there. Cassetti spins away with a puck, clears it all the way down the ice to the far corner, goes in behind Corona's net. And the Pioneers here will break out up the near wing. Here comes Devine over the Red Hawk line right wing, trying to feed it over for Haskins. They could never connect. Barbolini got in the passing lane there and sent it all the way down the ice. By the way, the penalty to Rydquist was not cross-checking, it was contact to the head, so they changed their official call. He went into the box for a cross-checking call, but then they changed it to contact to the head. So that was the 5-minute major game misconduct. Denver with a puck, far circle, goes in behind the net. Still on the power play for 2:30, and their offense is owned. But Williams sends it to the near circle. That feed cut off by Drasner, and he'll send it all the way down the ice in behind the Pioneer net. But Williams on it, feeds right wing over the Red Hawk line, comes Dornbach. It's the breaks far half wall, dishes back for Benning. To the far corner for Rizzo. Rizzo with it here in the far circle. Feeds the line for Benning. Far side, Rizzo with a bomb. Nice save by Kumlin. Near circle, but Williams in front. They score. Went off a skate in front and deflected into the cage. I believe Dornbach deflected that into the net. And it was him. A pass that went in front. Dornbach, I think, let it go off his skate into the net. Referees are talking to see whether or not he explicitly kicked it in. If it counts, it'll be 3-0 Denver with 15-17 to go in the second period, and the Pioneers will have 2:05 of penalty time remaining, power play time remaining. I think the goal is going to count here as the pass went in front. I don't remember from who, but it deflected, I'm pretty sure, off Dornbach's skate and went into the net. I don't think it was intentional at all. Chris Bergeron is talking to Nick Kresbach, one of the referees now, and might challenge it. And I think he will. Why not? With this goal pretty much, well, it's very important. That's the fact. And they are going to challenge it. The Redhawks will for a kick it. That's what Nick Kresbach announces. So the list right now, the Dornbach got the goal on the power play, assisted by Shai Bouillon and Massimo Rizzo. So it was Rizzo who passed it to the near side for Bouillon, who sent it in from the left point area, just kind of a pass more so on the ice. The puck flew on the ice toward the net. It went off the skate of Dornbach and through traffic in on the cage. And the review now is to see whether or not Dornbach kicked it in explicitly or not. So you can deflect the puck off your skate unintentionally and it can go into the net for a legal goal. You cannot, though, kick it in and make a distinct kicking motion toward the net with the puck for it to be a legal goal. So at the end of the day, the only way the puck can go off your foot and into the net and the goal counts is if the puck just deflects unintentionally off your skate into the net, which is what the ruling was initially on this goal for Dornbach. What Chris Bergeron is challenging is whether or not Dornbach explicitly kicked the puck into the net with his foot, made a distinct kicking motion, so a motion of kicking that intentionally kicked the puck into the net. That's what the review is for. So they are looking at it on the overhead camera angle over the net. We have our verdict, and it will be announced here by our referee, Nathan Wheeler. They say no goal, it's kicked in. So a really good challenge there for the Redhawks. That's a big break they catch to keep it a 2-goal game with 15-17 to go in the second. So no goal after review, that's big. So it stays Denver 2, Miami nothing. You have 2:05 to go in the Pioneer power play with 15-17 to go in the second period. Still life in this building. Redhawks win the neutralized draw, dump it into the Pioneer zone, as Clement did that after the face-off win by Red Savage. Pioneers work at far wing, through center ice. Mazur dishes back here for Rizzo over the Red Hawk line on the left side, gets it to the near corner. Clement locks him up against the boards. It's picked up there and sent all the way down the ice by the Redhawks. P.J. Fletcher in behind the Denver net. Benning with the puck, skates through the circle. His own zone. Dishes back here for Rizzo. Feeds right wing for Mazur over the Red Hawk line to the far circle with a shot. Good save by Pearson up against the far post. Picked up here up high by Rizzo. Gets it to the line for Benning. Rizzo far circle. Dances to the corner. Feeds the circle again. There's a shot. Good left pad save by Pearson off Dornbach. 1:10 to go in the Denver power play. Left point, but William gets the puck. Pioneers still in the offensive zone. Benning, center point, rips a snapper in. Nice blocker save by Pearson. Went to the near half wall. Pioneers still in the puck. Benning, high point, gets to the slot. Another wrister. Went wide right of the net. The puck deflects the near corner, and the Pioneers will send it back to center unintentionally. as a feed to the left point for Dornbach. Could not connect there up high with Missouri. So it's back at center. Pioneers get a change. They're over the Red Hawk line left wing. Bros dumps it in far corner. Dempsey's on it for Miami. Taken away here for the Pioneers up high in the zone. Here's Barons with it for Denver. Offensive end, Devine, far circle, a shot there on a one-timer. A weak one that went over the net from Bros, and it's sent all the way down the ice by Donato. Pioneers, though, quickly back in the zone on a stretch feed ahead. Barons over the Red Hawk line left wing. This feeds it over to the right point for Tyler Haskins with 15 to go on the power play. Right point with the puck is Lorenz. Sends it over far circle with it. Devine sends it in front and deflected wide to the near corner. Bros is on it here for Denver. Got hit there by Donato. There's a shot from Haskins near circle. Deflected off the glove of Pearson. Back to center ice. The RedHawks will get rid of the power play, so it's killed off. But Denver does score a goal on the power play to take a 2-0 lead. So the 5-minute major to Reichwest is over. Barron shoots it from the high slot. Denver offensive zone went wide to the far side of Pearson's net. RedHawks work it out back to center. Slatic dumps it in behind the Pioneer cage. And a much-needed full 5-man change for Miami. 12:41 to go here in the second. Pioneers lead at 2-0. Puck kicked through center ice. Right wing dumped in by Lee over the Red Hawk line to the near half wall of the zone, the Miami zone. Goes in behind the net. Moulton sends it around the boards to Fletcher, far wing. Rink wide feed to the right side. Clement, the defenseman, will dump it over the Pioneer line on the right wing to the far corner of the Denver zone. First to it is Ozar. Gets it out back to center. Mayhew feeds right wing over the Red Hawk line. Edwards dishes back. Olmstead lost the puck. Pioneers get it back in the far circle. Edwards trying to scan it through the circle. Get tripped up, no call. And the Red Hawks get the turnover. Here's Olmstead over the Pioneer line on the right wing. He'll fire a shot. And a nice blocker save was made there from the near circle by Corona. Lee with a puck for Denver, the captain in his own zone. Feeds to the near wing for Edwards. Chips over the Red Hawk line here on the left side. And the near half wall goes Ozar. Get contacted there by Drasner as the battle starts in the Red Hawk zone. Up high, Bennick shoots it in. Nice blocker save by Pearson. Deflects the puck to the near half wall. Slatic sends it ahead for Daskis, who trips up. Now Slatic with a puck, break to the net, right wing with a shot. In the pads there of Corona, he'll make the stop. With 11:26 to go in the second. Pioneers work it out back to center into the offensive zone. You had a puck kind of fluttering there on the line, hopping over the line before. It was Jared Wright, so they were offside. The delayed offside gives Miami back the puck. RedHawks over the line on the right wing to the offensive zone. Dukovac drive to the net from a bad angle, kind of fell off his stick against the near post, and it was covered up by Corona. We'll get an immediate timeout with 11:07 left in period number 2. Pioneers take a 2-0 lead here in the middle frame. The power play goal scored by Carter Mazur, assisted by Rizzo and Dornbach. 2:53 into the frame. 2-0 Denver as we continue on here from Oxford. This is Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. .11:07 to go here in period number 2. It's a 2-0 lead for the Denver Pioneers over the Miami RedHawks. Patrick Geshan back with you high above the ice at Steve Cady Arena tonight. Draws to the left of the Pioneers netminder Magnus Corona here. It'll be Pioneers in it for the draw. Tristan Bros against Miami's Red Savage. Clean one for the RedHawks who work it back to the line, and a shot by Dempsey goes in on net. And a glove save made by Corona to stop the clock with 11 minutes left in period number 2. The shots, by the way, led by Denver 22-11. Denver has double the shots that Miami does in the game tonight. Cady and Bros in the draw. Clean one back for Cady. Dempsey puts it at the near half wall. Barbolini gets kind of held up there. Cady up at the right point. Spins around. Fires it wide to the near side of the net. Grabbed by Denver. Loose puck in the far corner. Pioneers work it out back to center. Here is Helene. Sends it right side for Dukovac. Pass never connected over the Pioneer line. So it goes to the RedHawks zone here where Donato will pick it up and fling this one in behind the net. In the RedHawks zone, Dukovac to it, near half wall. Pioneers take it over. Lorenz up high slot to the near circle. A feed went to Devine, who got kind of contacted there with Dempsey going after the puck, and I think Devine's going to go for a tripping call. He will. Dempsey kind of fell over in the near corner as they were skating toward a puck. He and Devine were to the far corner of the RedHawks zone. Dempsey got tripped up there by the stick of Devine. I don't think intentionally, just the stick got in the skate area there of Dempsey, and they're going to say 2 minutes for tripping with 10:22 to go in the second. So the RedHawks get a much-needed power play chance here. Down 2-0, almost at the halfway mark of the game, with a draw to the right of Corona. Coming up. RedHawk power play tonight. That is 0 for 1. So a clean win back for Miami. The offensive zone to my right. PJ Fletcher skates toward the near corner. After a loose puck, 2-on-2 battle ensues there. He and Barbolini locked up for it. Taken away here by Ryan Savage. Fed to the middle. Pioneers take it away. 3-on-1 the other way maybe. Over the line, right wing is Benning with a shot. And it went over the right corner of the net. Pearson there almost gloved it down, but it went above the cage to the far corner. Benning there locks the puck up against the boards with his stick. Comes away with it, tries to feed in front. Bouncing puck goes off a RedHawk skate of Fletcher to the far corner. Kumlin there to pick it up for Miami. Feeds it over for Fletcher to the far corner. He'll go. Locked up there with Jared Wright. As the RedHawks, a lot of trouble here getting it out of their own zone after this clear by Denver. 1:10 to go in the power play. Savage over the Pioneer line here on the right wing. That's Ryan, who will try to get it deep. Barons though blocked down the attempt. Kept in though by Cady at the right point. Fletcher to Cady near circle with a shot. And Corona with a save on a bad angle look there. Basically from the goal line, the shot came in from Cady. Right to the chest of Corona as Cady kind of did a between the legs move there. And then fired it in. Corona made the stop with his chest and covered up in front of him. So Cady in this face-off for Miami gets Denver's Brett Edwards. Clean win Denver, and it's cleared all the way down the ice by Barons into the RedHawks zone. Moulton near corner picks it up. 45 to go in the power play for Miami. Just past the halfway mark of the game. 2-0 Denver. In game one of the series here from Oxford. Cady with a puck, takes it over the Pioneer line here on the left side. Dishes back to the right wing for Waldron. He picks it up off the boards, then got knocked off of it by Barons, who will steal it and clear it for Denver. 25 to go in the power play for the RedHawks, who will take it again out of their own zone. Dylan Moulton will do that, skated through center ice. Backhand a pass that went behind William Helene, and he'll have to chase it back in his own zone behind the net. Feeds it to the near wing for Waldron. Loose puck at center ice. Another bad pass. Moulton couldn't get to it, and the Pioneers all over that. They will clear it. The power play is now over. You have Devine out of the box, and with 8:18 to go in the second, the RedHawks and Pioneers will skate 5-on-5 and a 2-0 lead for Denver. Waldron takes it over the Pioneer line right wing. Sends it rink wide and went behind Dempsey. Picked up here by Mazur. Lifts it up the right wing. Here's Rizzo over the RedHawk line on the right wing. Massimo Rizzo feeds right point, coming off the bench. Is shot by Missouri. Went to the near corner of the RedHawk zone. Pops its way from there back out to center, where Waldron will grab it for Miami and feed rink wide, but it was picked off there from Anderson. He's over the RedHawk line on the right wing, trying to feed Missouri in the circle, and it could never really hook up. RedHawk traffic got in the way there, and Olmstead picks it up in his own zone for Miami. This is back for Clement to the far corner. With it here is Dempsey gets it up the left wing for Olmsted, who will chip it middle. Taken away though by Lee. Pioneers over the Red Hawk line, left wing. Rizzo, room to drive through. Far circle, a shot popped over the net there off the stick of Dorenbach, as Pearson sliding over to try to make the save. 7:14 to go in the second. 2-0 Denver. RedHawks through center. Sladek flew it through the ice, and it'll be an icing call here on Miami as Sladek, right wing of center ice, try to throw it all the way down to the far corner, but nobody there to get the pass for Miami down the sheet, and the icing call will put the draw to the left of Pearson with 7:07 to go in period number 2. Denver 2, Miami nothing. The shot count 22-12 in favor of the Pioneers. Daskis in this draw for Miami against Capone. Clean win for the RedHawks, who will get out the lob wedge and send it all the way down the ice. It was Olmsted who did that up the far wing with no options down the sheet. Another icing on the RedHawks keeps everybody out there with 7 minutes even left in period number 2, and the Pioneers still holding on to their 2-0 lead here in the game. RedHawk team that has not looked extremely sharp in the second period. They've been pretty flat the last 5 or 6 minutes. Don't really seem to be coordinated well with each other. Passes aren't going in the right direction. Nobody seems to know where each other is on the ice. Miscommunication is a big part of the last 5 or 6 minutes. Things that the RedHawks haven't really shown yet this year, those types of things. Pioneers with a puck near half wall. Lorenz sends it in after the face-off win on Pearson on the ice. Easy cover for Ludwig to make. And immediate timeout here with 6:54 to go in period number 2. So Denver 2, Miami nothing. RedHawks trying to climb out of this funk here as we're past the halfway mark of the game. And we're back in a moment. This is Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. All right, 6:54 to go in the second period. Denver 2, Miami nothing. RedHawks team that's got to find something here. Find some energy, find some groove, find some spunk. It's been a tough stretch of the last 5 or 6 minutes for this team, as Denver continues to pound away like they always do. Draw to the right of Pearson, the RedHawks zone. Red Savage takes it over for Miami with numbers back in the zone. Moulton gets the feed left wing for Fletcher. Rink wide to the right side for Ryan Savage over the Pioneer line. He will turn on the brakes. We're near half wall. Send a spin around shot in toward the net. Deflected over the net, off the glass behind it, and Pioneers will take over in their own zone. Rink wide feed up ahead. Here's a break for Devine. He will shoot it, and Pearson with a nice glove save as Devine ripped it at the rim of the far circle against the hash marks. Not a whole lot of room or reaction time to work with there for Pearson. He will use the flash of leather to glove it down with 6:20 left in the second period. Really quick stretch pass ahead. Devine got behind the Red Hawk defense, carried it over the blue line on the right wing and fired it in on the far face-off circle. Denver can move the puck quickly like that. You got to have your head up. Barbolini to the near wing as the RedHawks get into the offensive zone. Dukovac in the near corner with a puck. Stripped off his stick though by Wright, and will skate it for Denver to the far circle and chip it out back to center. Clement trying to hold down the fort in the center circle. He will get it to the right wing for Geshan over the Pioneer line, but he lost it. Ozar came in to stick check it away. Here's Mayhew, flips it up towards center ice. Donato gives it back for Clement in his own zone. Dukovac with it, left wing feed for Geshan, chips it over the Pioneer line here on the left side. And Mayhew with it behind the net for Denver. Feeds near circle, here's Ozar. Right wing pass up over the RedHawk line. On the right wing was Dorenbach, who got kind of stood up there by the defender, and Drasner. Good play for Robbie. Waldron puts it over the Pioneer line here on the right wing to the near corner of the Denver zone. Corralled here by Barents. Back up to the near wing for Haskins. Denver breaks it out, works it back to center. Haskins trying to connect on a feed that went off his skate. RedHawks with it over the Pioneer line right wing. Waldron gets it to Taransky. Right point, Miami sets up offensive zone. Taransky to the right point for Drasner. Left point with it is Dempsey. A shot, just a simple snapper through no traffic. That is into the breadbasket of Corona. He will make the save with 5:02 to go in period number 2. Denver holding on to their 2-0 lead, and the draw to Corona's right is coming up. 24-13 are the shots. Student section is kind of dwindling a little bit here as we go throughout the game. Everybody's got to go uptown in their costumes. I mean, here's one to draw in the far circle, work it through center ice. Moulton crashes in with Edwards near corner of the Miami zone. Capone in the backhand from the near half wall. Nice stop by Pearson with the right pad. Rebound pops off his leg. Waldron with it near half wall, gets it out back to center. Taransky rushed the other way, over the Pioneer line on the right wing, gets it up high in the slot. Clement, the backhander toward the net, easily handled by Corona. The puck pops to the near corner, where Taransky picks it up and takes it behind the Pioneer cage. Miami still with it here as Taransky feeds it off for Clement. In behind the net, Helene in the far corner, works it up through the far circle. Shot came in from Moulton, far half wall. Deflected wide to the left side of the net. Taransky picks it up here in the far corner. Gets it down low for Ryan Savage. Spins it around the boards, back out to center. There's a feed there that didn't really, I don't know what he was thinking there when the puck goes back in the RedHawks zone. Kumlin back to get it. Right wing feed for Ryan Savage. Chips it over the Pioneer line here on the right wing to the far corner of the zone for Miami in their offensive end. Fletcher trying to win a battle far half wall against Mazur. It is going to be now Ryan Savage trying to pick up a loose puck, but it was stripped away from him. Lee with it for Denver. Feeds Mazur over the RedHawk line on the right wing. They'll get it to the far circle, but Fletcher picked off a feed off the stick of Dornbach. RedHawks try to rush it. Fletcher over the Pioneer line here on the right wing for Benning. Near corner, got a loose puck. Mazur takes it away for Denver near circle. It came off his stick, and Ryan Savage, a big one-timer. Good left pad save made by Corona. Carries its way back out to center. Rush the other way, Denver. Rizzo, left wing, sends it over to the far circle in the offensive zone. Good stick though by Donato back in the rush. The feed never hit Dornbach. Puck here in the near corner of the Denver zone. Here's Benning. Sends it behind the net. You have Ryan Savage on it for Miami. Banks it off the glass. Lee holds on to it. Right point. Sends a shot in. Pearson, a nice pad save to the far corner. Ryan Savage had it stripped off his stick. Far corner with a puck here is Rizzo. Will send it rink wide, but cannot hit a pass to Benning on the left point. And it goes back towards center ice for Denver. Here's Devine over the RedHawk line left wing with a shot. Pearson, a nice save with a pad. Goes to the near half wall here for Barents. Down low, the RedHawks trying to get it out of their zone. They will off the glass as Kumlin did that. 2:30 left in the second. Denver with the puck here in their own zone. It is Bros over the RedHawk line on the right wing to the far corner with a puck. We'll send it over to Devine, far circle. The shot came in there off the stick on the left wing of Lorenz, wide left of the net. Puck picked up near circle. Denver in the offensive zone. Bros looking at his center. He did. Poked off the net, back to his stick in the near corner. Bros left point, slides it right point, Barents. Now to center of the blue line, chips it to the far corner. The bouncing puck cannot be picked up by the Pioneer down there. That was Mayhew. RedHawks work the loose puck back to center. Kumlin Worked it back to the neutral zone, and here comes Denver quickly over the Red Hawk line to the right wing. Mayhew to the far corner. Bros picks it up with 1:46 to go in the second. He was stripped clean by Barbolini for Miami, who will turn it over at center ice. And the Pioneers trying to turn direction back to the way. Lorenz took it over the line of the right wing, but they were offside as Devine hopped over the puck on the left wing. So, you got 1:41 to go in period number 2. Denver 2, Miami nothing. And this is Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Neutral ice draw out of our timeout on the Red Hawk right wing, closest to their blue line. Waldron will win it back for Ozar, who will dump it over the Red Hawk line on the right wing for Denver, who leads this game 2-0 with 1:30 left, 90 seconds to go in the second period. Red Hawks spin it around the board to the near half wall. Helene lifts it out back to center ice, over the stick of Waldron to the near corner of the Denver zone, or it's going to be an icing. Helene had a good idea there to get it up to Waldron, but the feet, I guess, never connected. And the face-off will go to the right of Pearson here with a 1:22 to go in the second. It's only a 2-0 game for Denver, but the Pioneers out shooting Miami 27-15. Just not a good second period for the Red Hawks, energy-wise. Here through center, Dornbach carries over the Red Hawk line of the right wing. It's the breaks at the half wall, then taken over by Miami. Taransky got a hard hit there as he sent it forward. Believe that came off the shoulder of Dornbach. They don't call it. We got a penalty coming here on the play. Red Hawks going to get a power play. Moulton shoots it high slot. Went wide to the far side of the net, and it's touched up here by a Pioneer in the far corner. That was Mazur. I don't know what this is going to be. The arm went up in the middle of the play. It was away from the puck. But the Red Hawks will get a power play here that's going to carry over decently into the third period. Mazur 2 minutes for hooking. So Miami will go to the power play for the third time tonight. They are 0 for 2 this evening. A Red Hawk power play that coming into the game had a 30% conversion rate on the season. Draw to the right here of Corona on a big opportunity for Miami to cut the lead in half in this game. Fletcher with it here on the right point in the offensive zone for Miami. Watts it down to the near corner. Sticks it up to the right point, Kuma. Left point here is Red Savage. Top of the near circle, Fletcher walks in, shoots it wide left of the net. It caroms off the end boards, kept in left point by Kuma. Down to the far corner goes Ryan Savage to the near wing for Fletcher. That was a wrist shot pass that pops its way back out to center, never hooked up. And the Red Hawks tag up for the offside as Denver will clear this one all the way down the ice off the stick of Barons. He got 17 seconds to go in the second period and 1:22 left here in the power play. Red Hawks with it up the right wing. Ryan Savage feeds middle to Red Savage over the Pioneer line right side. Here's Fletcher near half wall. Dishes back. Kuma to drive for the blue line. They get blocked in a lot of traffic in front. It pops its way back out to center, and there is your second period of play. 2-0 Denver after 40 minutes. The RedHawks will have 1 minute and 7 seconds of power play time carry over into period number 3. So that's the good news. They'll have some fresh ice to do that as well. As Denver on top, steadily 2-0 in this game. And it's surprising it's only 2-0, kind of the way the RedHawks and the Pioneers have matched up so far in the game. I'm not being overly critical of Miami. I'm trying not to, trying to be factual here for those of you that aren't at the game watching this team play. It's a really kind of tired-ish, more sluggish second period, you could say, for the RedHawks there in the middle 20 minutes of play. They didn't quite show the energy and the spark that they have shown in the first period tonight and in many other games this season, including last weekend at Canisius, and the spark that we saw against UMass Lowell in the series before that. RedHawks team that came out with a really flat second period there and just not communicating well. Not a lot of coordination as a team on the ice. Things just weren't clicking the way they have been throughout the year. So it's going to be really important for Miami to figure that out into the locker room during the second intermission if they want to have a chance of winning this game. If not, Denver's going to run away with it, most likely in the third period, as the Pioneers will come out and do what they do offensively and defensively to shut the RedHawks down. So Miami's got to really figure it out here and play some better hockey, some more coordinated team-like hockey if they want to continue to have a chance at success in this game. And it's not insurmountable either. It's only a 2-0 game here after 40 minutes of play from Oxford. RedHawks certainly have a chance to do some damage. So 1:07 to go in the power play for the RedHawks when we start period number 3. You have about 12 or 13 minutes here for the second intermission, and we'll be back with the third period call in just a moment. Denver 2, Miami nothing. Give us a quick break. We're back with the third momentarily. And this is Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Teams are back out on the ice for period number 3 of play. 2-0 Denver over Miami. Patrick Geshan back with you here on Red Hawk Radio tonight. We appreciate you spending a part of your Friday evening with us as the Red Hawks look to do something here in period number 3 to try to even up this game. Show some signs of life. Didn't see a ton of those in the second period. Can Miami make some adjustments and throw out a better third? Center ice drop features Barbolini and Capone. It's a clean win back for Denver. At center ice, Barons will shoot the puck through center ice. Picked up by the RedHawks in their own zone as Kumlin will grab it in his own end in the near corner. So again, Miami's still on the power play for 50 more seconds here to begin the third. Fletcher carries over the Pioneer line to the left wing to the near half wall, banks it off the boards, around to the far side of the ice. Ryan Savage on it there, gets it down low for Barbolini. We get a whistle for a penalty? Yes, we do. Interference, and it's on Miami. You can probably hear the crowd. They're going to take Fletcher. That's his second penalty tonight. Fletcher 2 for interference. I don't know where or what he did. It was behind the play, the call. So that'll wipe out the power play for Miami. We'll skate 4-on-4 for 37 seconds. It was in the far corner of the Denver zone where the kind of call came from. That's where Fletcher was. So again, 4-on-4 for 37 seconds, and then we'll have a Denver power play for a little under 90 seconds after that. We are 31 seconds into the the third period. So a clean win for Miami to start 4-on-4 in their own zone. You get Dempsey with it in behind the net for Donato. Far side here for Dempsey, picks it up. Left wing, Taransky over the Pioneer line, and here he skates through the middle, feeds it right wing for Donato. Spins it around the boards to the near corner for Mayhew. We'll leave it there for Barons, picked off by Taransky. Skates it up the near wing boards. Works to the near corner where it's grabbed there by Daskus, who will pick it up for Miami. Some good zone time offensively for the RedHawks here. The 4-on-4 is over. So now we're back to a power play for Denver for a minute 16. Tristan Breaux skates it up the far wing for Denver through center ice. Went off his stick. Cady took it away, sent it to the near wing. Mazur spins around in the middle of the ice. Kind of blew a tire, gave up the puck, and the RedHawks controlling their own zone will clear all the way down as Moulton there will send it to the near corner for Benning. We'll get it for Denver. 52 to go on the power play for the Pioneers. Denver came into the game 26.7% successful on the power play this season. In behind the net it goes, picked up there by Dornbach. Rims it around the boards to the far half wall. Buiam's on it for Denver. Dornbach to the far corner. Back up high for Buiam. Now Benning to the near circle for Mazur, who will spin off the half wall with a puck. Mazur with it here on the right point. Sends it to the near half wall where it's grabbed by Rizzo. It's stripped away from him. Here's Helene over the RedHawk line left wing with a shot. He let it go off the pad of Corona, the Pioneer line rather I should say. Corona let it pop up in the air and deflect it far corner. Pioneers now in the offensive zone. Missouri shot, bad angle. Pearson got the left shoulder on it. Takes it up high in the zone. Buiam now with a puck, ice slot rip. Pearson made the save, a big rebound off the right pad. The rebound shot sent by Benning wide left to the net. And it's picked up by Fletcher over the Pioneer line on the right wing. Lets it go off his skate, but Williams on it. In behind the net, sends it forward. Now the RedHawks control the offensive zone. Donato is shot for the right point. It went off of Cassetti's back. He is in a lot of pain. Will fight through it as the puck carries back in the RedHawks zone, and Miami moves it up the near wing of the ice. Fletcher over the Pioneer line, left wing, right. Will grab it here for Denver and skate it up the ice. He'll turn on the Jets over the RedHawk line on the left wing. Feed it to the near circle. Ozar shot. Went off the leg of Moulton. We'll watch this one deflect to the near corner. Pioneers are on it here. Haskins gave it up to the left point with the puck is Barons, and he fell over. Fletcher a rush up the right wing. 1 against 1. Trying to go up against Mayhew. Fletcher loses the puck. Olmstead picks it up in the far circle. The Pioneers whack it to the far half wall in their own zone. RedHawks try to maintain possession. They will. Daskus flew it through the slot to the near half wall. Kumlin got on it there. Axel Kumlin near corner. Sent it up for Mayhew, who will skate this one through the middle. Left wing now, Pioneers work it out back to center, as it was Ozar who carried it all the way down the ice. Goes for an icing call here on Denver, as Ozar just sent it all the way down with 16:11 to go in period number 3 of the game. So you got the draw to the right of Corona. Coming up in the Pioneer zone. Red Savage is on it against Owen Ozar. Clean win back to the line. Dempsey shoots it. Left pass save was made by Corona. Over on the far wing. Taransky knocks it ahead for Miami. Keeps in the offensive zone. It's a backhand shovel back out to center by Mayhew. And it goes in his zone for Dempsey. Far wing play for Clement. Back for Dempsey to the near wing for Red Savage. Gets to the left wing of center ice. Spins it around the boards to the far half wall. Lorenz kept it away there from Miami for Denver. Around the boards to Mayhew near half wall, who will send it up high. Glove down by Taransky for the Redhawks. He'll lose it. Pioneers 2-on-1 the other way. Brozo, the Redhawk line right wing with a pass over. And unable to really get a hold of the puck there. The bouncing puck on the far post was Lorenz. Lucky break for the Redhawks. Denver could never connect on the feed over. And you get a whistle here for an icing call on Miami as Red Savage trying to fire it ahead for Taransky, but the feed there never hooked up either, and the icing call will put the draw to the right of Pearson here with 15:24 to go in period number 3. Tell you what, the pace of these games so much different than the pace we saw last weekend when Miami was at Canisius for obvious reasons. So much faster, and I think Miami's having a lot of trouble kind of catching up to Denver's pace so far tonight. Clean win for the offensive zone for the Pioneers. Left point, and it was Burrows sending it in. Pearson with a nice save with his left arm, kind of deflected off the glove, back in front of the net. Redhawks clear it in their own zone. Burrows with it here in the near half wall, takes it over the Redhawk line on the right wing, dances his way to the near circle. Spins around to the corner, back to the line for Lee. Top of the far circle with a puck. Shot came in. Nice save by Pearson. Off the stick of Benning. Kind of a weak one on the ice. Ludwig squeezes the legs and holds on. And with 14:59 to go in period number 3, we have a timeout here from Steve Cady Arena. So Denver 2, Miami nothing. Redhawks still trying to find something here in the game. And this is Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. .59 to go in period number 3. It's a 2-0 lead for Denver over Miami. Draw to the right of Ludwig Pearson coming up after this timeout. Clean one for the Redhawks here in their own zone. Moulton works it out to Clement through center ice. Cassetti missed the feed, went over the line on the left wing. That'll be an icing on the Redhawks, which is not popular with the Miami bench, the call. I think a lot of people thought that the Redhawks got to the center ice red line, and they have a good argument, but the face-off, oh, they're going to say it's an icing error and move face-off center. So the referees acknowledge their mistake, and they're going to put the Center ice face-off in place here. That's what you do when the icing call goes wrong. So good awareness there by the officials. So Helene in the face-off here with Capone. At center ice, Capone wins it back, bending on it here for Denver, banks it off glass through center ice. RedHawks get control in front of the penalty boxes near wing of the neutral zone and will weakly send it over the Pioneer line here on the left wing. Helene is on it for the RedHawks, lost it at the right point. Pioneers trying to move it forward, they cannot in front of the benches on the far side of the neutral zone. Donato takes it over for Miami, rink wide feed, cut off by Capone for Denver, sends it to the far half wall of the RedHawks zone. Sent around the boards to the near corners. The Pioneers set up in the offensive end of the ice. It is Capone. Works it in behind the net. On that is Helene, who will give it up for Taransky. Near wing for Waldron. Skates out of the near wing with a puck through center ice. Banks it off the boards to the near corner of the Denver zone. Here's a lead with it for the Pioneers. Up the right wing for Lemire, who will chip this one into the near corner of the Miami zone. Tell Denver here has moved to a dump and chase kind of strategy, up 2-0 with 13:50 left in the third. Dukovac over the Pioneer line on the right wing, gets stripped away from the puck, knocked back to center by Behrens. Moulton near wing at center ice, wraps it around the boards to the far half wall. Dukovac on it there, let it go off the skate. Now Geshan, high slot shot, good block made by Mayhew, got his left leg on it to send the wrister to the corner. Pioneers working out from their own zone. Missouri left wing feed. Here comes Rizzo over the Red Hawk line on the left side. Backhand play to the middle. He had a chance there in front for Denver's Dornbach, but he never could get the shot off. Here come the Red Hawks up the ice. Cassetti trying to flip it over the Pioneer line, left wing for Dukovac. That feed was about a foot in front of his outstretched stick, and it trickled its way in on Rizzo, who makes the cover with 13:13 left in period number 3. So the draw to Krona's right is coming up. The Pioneers have won 5 straight games here at Steve Cady Arena. Pioneers won all 6 meetings between these two teams last year, 4 of which were at Magnus Arena in Denver. Denver swept both series and then swept the quarterfinal series as well, 2-0, the best of 3 that ended Miami's season last year in Colorado. Red Savage takes over the Denver line here on the left wing, will shoot it over, a one-time chance there, Clement sent it wide right of the net on the 1-team down the middle. Trasner here on the left point, spins it around to the near corner, picked up there by Lee for Denver, skates it up the near wing, dishes out for Edwards. Turned away from him, though. Here's Ryan Savage trying to work it to the near corner. Benning picked it off and sent it over on the far side for Lemire. Lemire grabs it. Fletcher turned it over. So the RedHawks now in control in the offensive end, although Red Savage just gave it right back to Denver. On the near wing of the offensive zone for Miami. Edwards skates it up the near wing of the neutral zone. Chips it over the RedHawk line on the right wing and behind the net. Devine is on it. Blocked up with Drasner. Below the goal line, here is Bros to the far side half wall, gets it back for Lorenz. Denver sets up here in the offensive zone. Dempsey tries to close Lorenz off and starts a board battle on the far half wall on the RedHawks end. Puck trickles its way from there, back below the goal line. Lorenz on it for Denver, wins the foot race against Dempsey. Skates his way up to the right point, hits the brakes, takes his way back to the near corner of the Miami zone. Feeds the line, Anderson a bomb, nice left pad save by Pearson. Here's Rizzo, left point for Denver. Skates the line, back to the left point for a shot by Bros. Another good pad save by Pearson. Puck deflects to the near corner. Trasner's on it for Miami. Blocks up with Daskis against the boards in a battle behind the net. Trasner trying to dig the puck free. As Pioneers lock it up against the boards with their skates. Puck finally squirts free in front of the Red Hawk net. Daskis picks it up, tries to start a drive the other way. Right wing is Slatic over the Pioneer line. He was stripped over the puck. Red Hawks in a defensive change. Pioneers rush the other way. Bros over the Red Hawk line, right wing. A shot top of the near circle, deflected to the far corner of the Red Hawk zone. And here comes Miami, picks it up, takes it up the ice. Slatic over the Pioneer line on the right wing. He was shoved down though by Behrens as they lock their way up against the boards. Taransky with a puck for Miami, far corner of the offensive end, locked up there with Behrens. Behrens wins the battle, sends it up ahead, and Denver will rush to the neutral zone. Right wing feed for Bros over the Red Hawk line. Gets it to the near half wall. Mayhew on it. Sends it to the middle of the ice. Helene picks it up. Carries through center. Right wing feed. Waldron over the Pioneer line on the right side. Dumps it into the near corner. Grabbed there by Helene. Sends it up the near wing boards. Taransky at the left point against Mayhew. Trying to work there. Gets it through the middle. Kuhnlin. Right wing feed for Clement. Sent off his skate. Pioneers take it over the line on the right wing. Here's Haskins trying to get to it. You got the RedHawks skating forward here to the neutral zone. Haskins far side for Helene, who will pick it up, fire it down and behind the Denver net with 9:53 to go, in period number 3. Pioneers send the puck to the near corner of the Miami zone. Clement wraps it around the boards to the far wing. Dukovac cannot take it over. Puck squirts its way back out to center. Dukovac carries over the Pioneer line right side. Try to feed it over for Barbolini. The feed though out of his reach to the near corner. Pioneers pick it up out of their own zone. Here comes Mazur up the right wing through center ice. Chips it over the Red Hawk line on the right wing to the near corner. Mazur shoved up against the boards by Moulton. And a little battle ensues here near corner Miami zone. It pops its way up the near wing. Moulton spins it over to Dukovac, dumps it over the Pioneer line on the right wing to Lee and behind the Denver net. Gets it far corner here for a feed to Dornbach. Up ahead, left wing, Mazur over the Red Hawk line. Came off his stick. Dempsey takes it over for Miami, trying to feed it ahead, but Mazur stripped it from behind. Rizzo near circle with a shot, trying to snipe it. Top left corner went over Pearson's net and popped its way back out to center. Rizzo on it for Denver. Sends it to the center circle. Dornbach to the right wing for Mazur. Locked up there in the neutral zone. Mayhew right wing. Dornbach 2-on-1. Dornbach trying to send it across the ice. Good knockdown was made there by the RedHawks. Donato, he's had a good defensive night. Dornbach with it for Denver. Top of the far circle. He gets stripped away by Fletcher. Fletcher trying to start a rush up the neutral zone. Sends a long pass ahead for Ryan Savage, who was out of his reach in the far corner. And the puck wrapped around to the near half wall. Mayhew picks it up for Denver out of his own zone. Over the Red Hawk line on the right wing. Cuts middle to the far circle. A shot wide on the far post of Pearson's net. Helene will grab it, send it out back to center. A hard hit there. Waldron knocked over by Capone. The Denver bench loves it. With 8 minutes to go in the third, Pioneers will ice the puck here. A left wing feed that came off the stick of Edwards to the near corner of the Miami zone. Nobody able to grab it for Denver. 7:58 to go in the third. And David Carl's Denver Pioneers lead the Miami RedHawks 2-0. Shots are 33-19 Denver. Pioneers looking for their 7th straight win over Miami. Miami's not beat Denver on this surface of ice since January of 2018, January the 5th. Lemire carries over the Red Hawk line, left wing for Denver after the draw that the Pioneers won in their own zone. Waldron banks it off the boards at the near half wall Miami end. Taransky sends it back to the middle. Drasner takes over there against Lemire. Pioneers with a puck now. They get it back over the Red Hawk line, right wing. Lorenz sent it through the circle. Taransky picked it off from him. Taken back out to center. Anderson rips it into the Red Hawk zone cross corner from the near side of center ice. Denver will get bodies down there to take away the puck on the forecheck. Anderson into the near corner for Bros. Sends it rink wide through the slot. RedHawks skate gun on that. Deflected back to the neutral zone. Or Devine picks it up for Denver. Rips it up the right wing and behind the RedHawk net. Moulton back to grab it for Miami. Sends a feed left wing through center ice. Olmstead couldn't catch it. Popped over his stick. Here's Bros over the RedHawk line on the right wing. Hits the brakes near circle. Feeds it over for Benning. He gets stripped there by Sladek, who will feed it right wing up ahead for Daskis over the Pioneer line. Lee takes over from him in the far corner. Lee in behind the net for Denver will just stop and wait. A Pioneers team that's doing a really, really good job of just shutting Miami down in this third period, all 3 zones of the ice. Textbook stuff from the Pioneers. Cassetti chips over the Pioneer line left wing after a feed from his own zone by Dempsey. Goes far corner. Barbolini's on it for Miami. The offensive zone. Cady trying to flick it up the ice. Could not. Taken over by Denver here in the near side of their own zone. Benning up the right wing for Wright. Through the neutral zone to the near corner of the Miami end. Dempsey and Wright crashing for it there. Loose puck picked up by Tyler Haskins. Skates it across the goal line. Flips it through the ice to the far corner. Picked up there by Barbolini. Skates it up the far wing through center. Chips over the Pioneer line here on the right wing. Barbolini with it. In behind the net for Mayhew through the near circle of his own zone. Right wing feed for Haskins. Tipped over the line to the near corner. Kumlin's on it there for the RedHawks. 5:42 to go, period number 3. Red Savage over the Pioneer line here on the right wing. Through the far circle. Kind of hit the brakes there with Behrens. Now grabbed by Kumlin. Feeds the line for Clement, who will reinforce the puck back to the near corner of the Denver zone. Fletcher's on it in front. Red Savage a one-timer. He sent it over the net, and it wrapped its way on around the far boards back to center. Kumlin left wing, Fletcher over the Pioneer line. They were offside as a few RedHawks jumped over the line on the right wing. I think the Savage brothers this time to play. So immediate timeout. We're going to jump around here in Oxford. 5:16 to go, period number 3. Denver 2, Miami nothing. And this is Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. 5:16 to go, period number 3. Denver 2, Miami nothing here from Steve Cady Arena. Patrick Geshan back with you from high above the ice. RedHawks trying to find something here late. Appreciate spending part of your Friday with us here on Red Hawk Radio. In a game, Denver leads by 2 late in the third. Puck in the offensive zone for Miami. Quickly worked out by Capone up the near wing. Sends it down the ice up the right side. Edwards takes over near corner of the RedHawks zone. Capone feeds it middle. Back to the line. Mayhew a rip over the net. Bounced its way over the far half wall. Helene to the near wing. Back for Taransky. And it's picked up by Mayhew. Will fire this one around the boards in behind the RedHawk net. Clement picks it up. Sends it far side. Helene. Rink wide, Taransky up the left wing, carries over the Pioneer line toward the middle, and another offside on the RedHawks as Waldron jumped over on the right wing before Taransky came across the line on the left wing. That'll bring us to another media timeout. 4:32 to go, period number 3. Denver 2, Miami nothing. Back for the finish in just a moment. Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. 4:32 to go here in the third. Patrick Geshan back with you on Red Hawk Radio, high above the ice. Steve Cady Arena. We will have game number 2 of the series tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Luke West-Poli and Zach Rengers will join me tomorrow on the broadcast. Everybody's busy doing high school football tonight. That's why I'm riding solo. And Jack Schmelzinger is in Washington, D.C. for a conference. Everybody's occupied tonight. So after the face-off, puck goes in the Denver zone out of our timeout. Right point went to Kumlin, ripped a shot to the near corner. Moulton picks it up near half wall, gets it down to the near corner of the Denver zone. Pioneers quickly on it, get it back out to center. Here's Missouri over the Red Hawk line, left wing. Kumlin picks it up in the far corner, spins it around the boards to the near side of the ice. Here is Dornbach to Rizzo, give and go, they score in front. It was finished off by Missouri, and that is a hat trick for Carter Missouri. He scored the first 2 Denver goals of the night, and he scores the third one. I beg your pardon. All Carter Missouri tonight for Denver as the Pioneers take a 3-0 lead. And the fans, for the most part, are filing out of Steve Cady Arena. Quick play in front, all kind of developed in a hurry. You had Rizzo and Dornbach kind of passing there between each other in front of the net. The puck came in on Pearson, who made the save with his left pad, and then the rebound finished off by Carter Missouri to make it 3-0 Denver. So Missouri, it is a hat trick as the RedHawks ice the puck from their own zone on the far wing. So Missouri tonight with goals 6, 7, and 8 on his season, points 8, 9, and 10 on the year. He led the team in goals coming into the game tonight, and he leads them even more now with 8 goals on the year for Missouri. 3:48 to go in the third, draw to the right of Pearson. Just kind of one of those plays where it all kind of developed quickly down low in the Red Hawk zone in front of Pearson. And Missouri came in to finish a rebound without enough defenders back from Miami. Redhawks caught the puck up in their own zone. Lorenz picks it up for Denver. Will just carry it back to center as the clock, right now, the main concern for Denver. Red Savage carries over the Pioneer line on the right wing. To the far corner for Ryan. Back up to the right point for Donato. Fletcher on it, far corner for the Redhawks, trying to lock the puck up against his skates in the Denver zone. Shot from the far half wall. Donato plays it in on Corona's net. The stick to the near corner. Left point, Trasner rips it in, and into the breadbasket it goes for Denver's Magnus Corona, who holds on for the whistle. 3:04 left in the third. You look down at the Red Hawk bench. A lot of crossed arms, people staring down at the floor. Players pretty much all sitting on the bench, just kind of staring out at the ice. I wouldn't say it was a terrible game at all for the Redhawks, just they were really outmatched tonight. That's what it is. Certainly things could be changed, but Miami didn't play awful tonight. Saransky will send a shot in from up high in the right points. Corona makes the glove save. 2:56 to go in period number 3. Denver can move the puck quickly. They can move the puck well. They have physicality. Defensively, they are one of the most sound teams in the nation. And they work well together as a unit. They move as a unit. That's why they're so good. And they took care of the Redhawks that way tonight. Puck in the Denver zone. Pioneers work it out. Right, feeds the left wing. Ozar drive to the net. Up the left side through the circle. The backhand shot deflected away by Donato. Right point it goes. Anderson in the offensive zone. Williams shoots it, and Ludwig Pearson with a nice glove save as he lunged out to get it. A little bit of shoving is exchanged after the whistle. 2:36 to go in period number 3. We had an okay crowd tonight, not great by any means, but it was okay. The general admittance section was about average. Not every seat was full, but most of them were. And the student section tonight was about half full, but by now it's got to be about 20% full. Atmosphere was okay tonight. Clean one back to the right point. Lee is on it, sends it to the far corner where Clement ties up there with Edwards. Now Cady sends it towards center ice. Pioneers win the puck back in their own zone, but Dukovac steals it away from Lee. Dukovac driving the net from behind it. He got a centering feed forward. It popped up in the air and was hit by a RedHawk high stick. I think Barbolini touched that up, so a high stick call here. Pretty sure it was a RedHawk who hit it. Maybe it was a Pioneer, and it was a Pioneer, so they're going to put the Denver high sticking call and draw it to the left of Corona in their own zone. 2:17 to go in period number 3. 3-0 Denver. Clean win back for Cady to Moulton right point. Far half wall Barbolini gets stripped away. Here come the Pioneers up the ice. Over the line on the left wing came Edwards, centered it over. Trying to finish it off there was Lemire, but Pearson stood tall with the right pad. Shot it from the left point there by Buiam. Pearson, nice blocker save. And the RedHawks clear this one back towards center ice. Chips in over the Pioneer line on the left wing. Edwards putting it behind Pearson's net. And the RedHawks turn it over in their own zone. A shot, they score. Bros. I don't remember who had the puck behind the RedHawk net, but they fed it right to Bros at the blue line, who walked in 3 steps and fired a bullet wrister over the top left corner of the net, or I should say into the top left corner of the net over the right shoulder of Pearson. We'd love to see a replay of RedHawk, who passed it right to Bros in the middle of the zone, their own zone for Miami, and Bros walked it right in and fired a shot. So it is an even strength unassisted goal for Tristan Bros to make it 4-0 Denver. RedHawks win the face-off at center ice. You have 1:38 to go in period number 3. Here going Taransky over the Pioneer line, plays it toward the middle. Waldron on it here, left point Donato, gloves the puck forward. Walked up against the boards there by Devine. Sent over on the far wing. Here's Buiam. Sends it in behind the RedHawk net, off the end boards. Grabbed by Donato. Skates it through the near circle of the RedHawk zone. Banks it off glass all the way back in the Denver end of things. Lee to Devine. Chips it ahead. Back for Lee here in the far circle. Plays it to the near wing for his own teammate and Bros. Now near corner, Waldron's on it for the RedHawks in his offensive zone. Left point Moulton get a feed, and a soft wrister is a glove save by Corona. Without any traffic in front, 53 seconds remain here in this third period of play. So it will be back to the drawing board tomorrow for Miami. Again, 5 o'clock, we'll have game 2 for you right here on RedHawk Radio. Hope you listen. Draw to the right of Corona in the RedHawk offensive zone. Work back to the line. Moulton flipped it over the net. Puck caroms its way up the right wing. Here's Wright, takes it over the RedHawk line to the near circle, driving toward the net. Got angled away there by Fletcher, who lays a hit on Wright at the far half wall. Back out towards center ice. Lee with it, near wing for Denver. Chimps it over the line on the right wing. Around the boards it goes to the far half wall. Grabbed there by Ryan Savage. Feeds it right wing for Red Savage over the Pioneer line. He will bank this one to the far corner of the Denver zone. Pioneers with it here at the far half wall. Grabbed by Krenzen through the middle. Picked off there by Cady. Over the Pioneer line left wing. Now Fletcher, rink wide right wing. A shot there by Ryan Savage. Nice glove save made by Corona. Fell off the leather to the near corner with a second to go. And there's your hockey game tonight from Oxford. So the Miami RedHawks get shut out on their home ice by a final score of 4-0. As the Denver Pioneers take care of business in game 1 of the series, they take it with a commanding 4-0 win. And Denver jumps to 5-2-0 on the year. The RedHawks fall to 4-2-1. Miami is now 0-1-0 in NCHC play. Denver 1-0-0 in NCHC play to start off the league schedule this season for both teams. Final shots on goal tonight. Denver 37, Miami 24. Scoring summary for this game started back in that first period fairly early for Denver, 6:25 into the first period, in fact, as Carter Mazur got the first of his 3 goals on the night. Massimo Rizzo and Casey Dornbach with the assists. Again, that came 6:25 into the opening period, making 1-0 Denver. In the second period, 1 Denver goal was scored. Carter Mazur on the power play, assisted by Massimo Rizzo and Casey Dornbach again. It came 2:53 into the second period of play. Denver put up a goal that would have made it 3-0 in the second period. 4:43 into the frame, but it was waved off as it was ruled that Casey Dornbach kicked it in on the power play. The assist would have been to Shee Buiam and Massimo Rizzo, but they eventually ruled no goal because Dornbach kicked it in the net. So it stayed 2-0 into the second intermission, where the Pioneers put up 2 goals in the third period to seal the 4-0 win. The first one from Carter Mazur, even strength. That was assisted by Massimo Rizzo and Casey Dornbach, 16:05 into period number 3, and then finished off the scoring. Did the Pioneers 18-17 into period number 3 as Tristan Brose got the unassisted goal on a turnover from the RedHawks. A bad feed from Miami behind their own net. It went right to Brose, who took over the puck and ripped it down the ice into the net of Ludwig Pearson on the top left corner of the cage. So the final tonight from Oxford, of course, Denver 4, Miami nothing. Your final stats of the game. Shots on goal, we mentioned, won by the Pioneers tonight by a final tally of 37-24. Power plays tonight, Denver was 1 for 5 on the man advantage. Miami went 0 for 3 on the power play this evening. Your face-offs, the RedHawks actually, who have struggled in the face-off circle all season long, took the face-off battle today. The final count there was 33-27 Miami. RedHawks 1 more face-offs than Denver, so there's a positive. That's something that was a weak point coming into the weekend for the RedHawks, so they out-face-off win Denver tonight. Blocked shots, Miami had 13 of those to Denver's 9, but the penalty minutes was a big part of what killed Miami tonight in terms of just their, not just goals. Denver only scored 1 power play goal, of course, tonight, but just the overall momentum and morale of the RedHawks kind of went down after Denver had several power play chances. They had 5 of them tonight, so during power play chances in this game, the Pioneers were unable to really, well, the RedHawks, I should say, were really unable to get any momentum from that. They kind of fell flat after each Denver power play tonight. Just, you know, those sort of off-ice things not necessarily show up on the stat sheet. The RedHawk energy went down tonight after Denver would get power plays and put up some good offensive chances on them and gain momentum from those. So 1 for 5 was the power play tonight for Denver. But the RedHawks, to finish the point, had 21 penalty minutes tonight to Denver's 6. Again, 21 penalty minutes for Miami. The Pioneers had 6 penalty minutes this evening. So overall for the RedHawks, good first period. They played with Denver pretty well in the opening 20 minutes. They only went to the intermission down 1-0 after 20. But that second period for Miami, they were outplayed by Denver big time. The energy was not there from the RedHawks in the second period. The sharpness we have seen from the RedHawks this year was not there in period number 2. And then the RedHawks just couldn't really find anything in period number 3 either, as that energy was not there, or the spark or the charm of the RedHawks game that we have seen in previous games this year. Talking about the Friday night game against UMass Lowell on the road, Canisius last weekend, they showed some of that. A little bit against Ferris State in the first weekend of the year, but the RedHawks just didn't have any of that tonight, especially in period number 2 or 3, as the final score tonight, 4-0 Denver with a win. They are shut out. The RedHawks are on their home ice in their 3rd home game of the year and their 1st league game of the year. Miami does not come up with a goal on the score sheet. 24 shots, all stopped by Denver goaltender Magnus Corona. Ludwig Pearson had a pretty good night, as always. 33 saves on 37 Denver shots on goal. So those are kind of your final thoughts for the game here tonight. It is a 4-0 win for Denver. Again, we're back at it tomorrow for Game 2 of the series. That'll take place at 5 o'clock Eastern Time here from Steve Cady Arena. The RedHawks and Pioneers will go at it for the 2nd time this year, the 2nd time in this weekend. It will be, again, 5 o'clock here on Red Hawk Radio tomorrow. I will be joined by Luke Westpoli and Zach Rengers on the call in that game, as these two teams will go to battle for Game 2 of the series a little less than 24 hours from now. Denver's won now 7 straight in the series between these two teams. Pioneers again jump to 5-2-0 overall in the year. They are 1-0-0 in the NCHC. The RedHawks fall to 4-2-1 overall this season. They are now 0-1-0 in league play to start the year. So we will see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern Time here on Red Hawk Radio. Again, for everyone behind the scenes that makes it possible, and for all of you who tune in to help support us as well. We really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening and supporting our broadcasts. See you tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern Time as the RedHawks go to battle with the Pioneers yet again in Game 2 of the series. Till then, everybody, Patrick Geshan saying so long. Good night from Oxford, Ohio. 4-0 your final, Denver over Miami. And this has been a presentation of Miami Hockey on Red Hawk Radio. Good night, everyone.